What's up, y'all? It's Andy from North Alabama Adventures, coming at you with another video today. It's more of an informative video, maybe like to help somebody out if they're having the same issues, and just really some reasoning and some thought that I put into some of this. So when I first got this boat, I specifically wanted a little bit more juicier, beefier petroleum motor just to handle the current below the dam. That's got spot lock that I can just flip it on and set there, even when they're generating probably, you know, more current than what I can normally set there under. So so I bought a Minn Kota Terrova 80-pound thrust 24-volt trolling motor, and so my boat is only a 16.5-foot G3, so it's pretty beefy for, you know, for this boat, and it whips it around pretty good and does a great job. So I was, you know, relatively pleased with it, but I've had issues with the trolling motor off and on, and you know, whether it be, you know, the spot lock kind of knocking off, or remote connection, something like that, and then even, you know, a little bit of things that maybe it was power issues or board issues. I really wasn't for sure. And so the gentleman who installed it, you know, he used the old receptacle, and so I changed that out, and another gentleman at a different place suggested I go with the one like this right here. And so that's what I did. So I want to show you guys, I don't know if it picks up really well in the camera or not, but if you see any discoloration on that power prong or the third prong right there, definite discoloration, and you know, you can even look at the thickness of it. Not very thick. And then same thing, you know, of course, for the plug. So hold this open for you. So plug, kind of the same thing there. I don't know if you can see, try to get to where you can see it, where that third prong kind of plugs in, some almost like melted. And so, you know, just really the quality of this, you know, kind of come into question when I started really examining it. And then it was always real kind of, I guess you'd say, almost kind of loose where I'd had it installed, you know, installed with both screws. So I mean, there's really nothing on that side of it. The wires, I had them, you know, shrink wrapped, not shrink wrapped, I can't remember what you call that term for the electrical wiring, heat wrapped. So I had the wires heat wrapped, you know, both sides. Had a good solid connection, so I thought, you know, had it crimped tight, couldn't pull it loose. So loose connection maybe was an issue, I don't know, causing some excess heat, possibly. I don't know, I doubt it. I just think, really honestly, the quality of these, in line with the trolling motors of today, you know, are just something that needs to be looked at. And so that's what I chose to do. So I didn't know that these beefier receptacle plugs was out there. And so this is a personal opinion, you know, I feel like that if you're spending the money with Minn Kota, Lowrance, you know, Garmin, any of these trolling motor companies now, to buy these beefier, more expensive with spot lock and all that good stuff, you know, they should maybe supply you with something to power it as well. And so that's just an opinion. So, you know, Minn Kota, so I was doing some research, Minn Kota has a trolling motor plug. So I want to show you, here's the box. There's the Minn Kota trolling motor plug and receptacle. MKR 28. They got some MKR-26s showing online as well that might be an older model, but they look about the same. And so you can kind of see 5-year warranty on it. A lot of good qualities about it that they list there on the front of it. But my God, the thing that I couldn't get over was just the beefiness of it. So I'm gonna take myself off spot lock here. Maybe I won't run into the island here. And we're gonna turn this off so I can unplug it. All right, so first of all, there it is. And you can immediately see the difference. Night and day difference. Okay, another thing, so you got a lock right here that twists twist lock. And then, my Lord, look at you can see the big time difference in the plugs. Massive difference in the pins, obviously. Let's see if we can do a side by side here. So there's a side by side of what I was with and then what I went to. And then the receptacle as well. So you can see it and the quality of it versus, it's going to be hard to get a side by side of this. So you can kind of see what I went to. So big time difference. And then, which I mean that's loose anyways, but the whole deal with 4 screws versus 2 is a lot tighter. And then you also have a watertight lid for when it's not in use. Pop that bad boy on like that. Keeps water out of it. But just a massive, massive difference. And so of course I came out today, plugs right in, give it a little twist. She's locked in. She's not going anywhere. This thing's not moving. So came out today, tried it out. It worked perfect. This may be my mind playing with me, but I swear it's a little faster and also maybe a little quieter and maybe not as jerky as it was. I don't know, it seems smoother with the better hardware. So my point to this kind of is, look, if we're gonna spend the money on the hardware like the Minn Kota Terrova, any of the higher end trolling motors, go ahead and spend like that receptacle was like $140 something. I think it was 149 bucks. You might can find them cheaper different places, but if we're going to spend the money on these trolling motors, I'm not going to pander the trolling motor, that'd be really cheesy. So if we're going to spend the money on these trolling motors, then let's spend the money on the hardware too. It's a lesson that I learned it the hard way. Had issues, had to fix it. So splurged and went with the better option, and it seems to be paying off. Anyways though, if y'all are having the same issue, comment down below, kind of let me know what you was going through, and I'll reply back if I've had the same deal, if it's been fixed, what all does this thing do that the other one didn't seem to do, or I won't say didn't seem to do, but wasn't as good at doing on that trolling motor. Anyways, like I said, this has just been a little informative video and maybe an opinion video of why don't the big trolling motor companies supply you with something to power their products, something that's going to be the maximum quality that you could experience. Obviously I know it's to make money, we all know that, but at the end of the day though, we're spending quite a bit of money on these products, and we should have something to power it properly. Anyways, another example, so I'll give you an example also of something very similar. We've got a business in Colbert County called Sea Clear Power that does wiring harnesses for your graphs. And I don't have one of those. They're pricey, but when you're talking about folks that's doing live scope and running multiple units, you need maximum voltage and power going to all those units to get the clearest picture possible. And so that's kind of what they do and what they focus on. And so in the same line, it makes sense because of the quality of the products that you're trying to use and what you're trying to get out of them. You got to have proper quality hardware to get the maximum use out of those products. So it's kind of along the same lines, but just another thought there. I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. I hope it's been informative for somebody. Maybe somebody's had the same issue. Don't do anything with the head of the unit before you try changing your power plug receptacle. That was going to be last resort, was digging into that thing and trying to figure out kind of what was going on. But anyways, hope y'all have enjoyed it. I've rambled enough. Maybe some of it was informative. hopefully we'll get into some fish in the next couple weeks. I think the timing's about there. We've had some rain and stuff that's kind of affected a couple things. So hopefully before too long we'll get some quality fishing in. We got a lot of cicadas. Sorry if the cicadas was overpowering me. Give y'all a little demonstration here. She's running smooth. Like I said, I'm Andy from North Alabama Adventures. Until the next adventure, y'all have a good one.